So I'm a little late doing this review, but y'all knew I was gonna review this. Like, it was never a question. I'm here to review the newest studio album, the fourth studio album from Brockhampton, entitled Iridescence. This released back in September 21st, actually. And um, I, man, I don't know what to say about this album as far as how I think it ranks. Not against the whole Saturation trilogy, at least one of the albums in the trilogy. I guess it would be most appropriate to compare it to the latest, or the album before this, which was Saturation 3. And up against that, it's like it's it was track for track for me. Like Saturation 3 was just amazing. It was track for track on first listen. I got it. This, it took more. And as far as how it compares to the first Saturation album in the trilogy, just Saturation, definitely I fuck with it more. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this review though. Fourth studio album. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The first track I want to talk about is the first track, of course, New Orleans. Straight banger. Dom's energy just kicks this album off perfectly. Like, this beat is experimental, it's abstract, it's alternative, it's all that good shit. And Joba, he really set the tone, not for the album. He set the tone for himself on this album. Like, what kind of vibe he was gonna be on, the things he'd be talking about it. Like, he really let you know, like, yeah, on this album, I'm really gonna show what I've got. It's like what he did on Swamp. It was like, okay, that's when Joba really started to get people's attention. So yeah, what did he say? Impeding death is the only sign of life. And then Merlin comes in on this shit. I was like, yo, freaking Merlin. Merlin did his thing too. Like, not just on this song. Everybody does their thing that's featured on this song and every song on here. But just well, we'll get into it. When Merlin, when he said "fuck you" in that bubble that you living in, he just has that Merlin delivery. Like, you just know it when you hear the voice. If you know who Brockhampton is, um, if you just get into Brockhampton, it can be confusing who's who. But when you know, you just know. When you hear the voice and you do the delivery, it's like that's such a Merlin thing. It's like on Swamp when Merlin was like, uh, never would have met my friends if it weren't for satellites. Yeah, I'll cut for even if you do not suck me right. I'm like, that's just some Merlin shit. The next track I want to talk about is Thug Life. This is actually, it's just a part of the first track on a different beat. Well, at least as far as the instrumental, but the drums are the same, I believe. And it's just melodies and vocals. It's just free. It just some of his best. Um, but also I think that here is, I think Joba said here, the sun reflecting off the corals, colors I can't describe to make the darkness divide. I was like, fuck, freaking Joba, man, he's just on his shit. Then there's the track Berlin, which uh, it's not my favorite track on here. It's not like, I mean, it's not one of my least favorite either. I can't say I have uh like a worse track on here. Berlin, it's just mainly what I get from this is the drums. Actually, more so the bass. Like, that bass is on some Sophie shit. Like, man. The next track I want to talk about is Something About Him. Really, all I have to say is that it took time to grow on me. Um, like, the lyrics, I was like, yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it's Kevin. I was like, this isn't something I'm gonna go back to for Kevin's lyrics and how he's delivering it. It's just more so the beat. It took a while for even that to grow on me, but it did, and I started to mess with it more. So, now, the next track I want to talk about is Where the Cash At. Okay, let me first say this. Matt had a good verse, of course, because it's Matt freaking Champion, but this was Merlin's track. Like it was primarily his track anyway. Whether it was a verse or the hook, but it reminds me of like Cash itself, off of which was that Saturation One. I want to say it was Saturation One I think it was Saturation One that had Cash on it. And when Merlin was like, "Whose society is this? Who delayed my first kiss? Um, who committed my scholarship and kicked us out the neighborhood?" It's like Merlin made that track his, just like Amir kind of made it his. Of course, we know what happened to Amir, but yeah, this was Merlin's shit. Where the cash at? Used to ask that. Oh, where the cash at? Like freaking Merlin is Merlin is my nigga, man. The next track I want to talk about is Wait. Here, man. Well, first Kevin's talking about how he thinks he's the weakest, he's the worst in the boy band. He's waiting for Ashlyn to put the razor down. Now, I'm guessing that means that Ashlyn is like has suicidal tendencies. Like, I don't see any other reason for him to bring up waiting for someone to put a razor down. Like, it's just, that really took it really got dark there. Um, and he was just saying like he missed his life before blowing up, and he kind of talked about how he had a relationship with a girl when he was like a kid, like maybe in elementary school, I want to say. And whenever she would take her bra off, his dick would get soft, and it was like he thought he had a problem himself. And when it gets to the part where just scratching, cutting, and mixing, um, it just I get vibes of Sister slash Nation off of Saturation 3. And Joba said a lot here when he came in, but um, when he said the sky in due time, the skies will split open for the sun to smile, will split for the sun to smile. I was like, damn. Dom went in too. Actually, hold on. I kind of want to read all of Joe's verse because he said like, because we're born with the dollar sign attached to our foreheads. Life is a dish served cold sometimes. Joe would just went. Life is a dish served cold most times. Force fed by the hand that feeds us, but not all hands created equal. I stand by waiting for something good to come. In due time, the skies will split for the sun to smile. And Dom got to going in about his mom talking to him about his he's just like, man, like his mom was talking to him about his energy, and he was asking her questions like, why did this world love, echo, and hate? She said, don't let those who don't know you start dictating your fate. It's just like they just got deep here. Everybody got deep here, and they make themselves vulnerable a few times on this project, like on pretty much every project, whether it's their own personal things or they're just talking about something that they feel is like a social issue, and they'll talk about it. So yeah, next track I want to talk about, I believe, is Tape. I believe I'm going in order with the album, actually, even though I don't have them written down as far as the notes go. I'm not gonna talk about Loophole. It's just a skit with who was the skit with? Was it Cameron? For some reason, I want to say it was Cameron. Hold on, I can easily check. I'm sure it'll say. Um, well, yeah, Loophole was only like 50 seconds, so it was just a skit with DJ Wu Kid and Cameron, just talking about how like when you first get into something with a deal, it's like you don't know anything, so you just go with whatever. And he went back and looked. He was like, "Wait, my checks aren't as big as I thought when I signed with the label and did all. Wow, I didn't know all this. I didn't check the contract. It's like, and I think it's cool that they had that in there, considering that this is their first contract.
First, um, so for them to have it in there, it's like that's cool. Oh, by the way, I'm so happy that this album went number one question. The next track I want to talk about is Tape. Man, they got once again made themselves vulnerable. Kevin really made himself vulnerable here, talking about how he feels like he can barely do anything, how his mother can't walk, and how her lungs aren't in the best of condition. Um, and Joba, when he talked about how all his life he's felt inadequate, and he kind of says that he'd be better off dead. But actually, no, he doesn't even say it, but it's he's saying it without saying it. It's unspoken. He's unspokenly saying like unspokenly. He's saying it without saying it. It's unspoken. Him saying that he that he'd be better off dead. And Matt kind of what I got from him when he was saying like, yo, like I'm blowing up now, I've got money and everything, but it's like I hope
people don't turn on me. I think he even talked about the girl. Like, yeah, what if she just calls me one day, or she only calls me whenever she calls me? It's only because she needs money. It's like that. Things are happening now because people are starting to become known. They have money now, and it's just like things are happening. And I think Dom actually. Hold on, did Dom? I feel like Dom had a verse on here too. I just don't have any notes. Yeah, okay, that's right. See, I think the reason I didn't write anything for Dom is because I wanted to just read his whole verse. So let's go ahead and get into this. Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Okay. Oh yeah, another thing. Matt was like, he's afraid to speak my. I'm afraid to speak my pains. Like you lucky where you at. You cool. We quit complaining about all that. It's like, yeah, things are happening. They're kind of feeling guilty. Like guilt for making it or getting out. It's just like, man, but yeah, Dom just saying like it's crazy how things feel the best when we're reminiscent until we check ourselves. It's crazy how people who left say the feeling left out when we step for health. Still accustomed to nights filled with solitude. I don't always remember to call goodnight. I don't always remember my altitude. I don't always remember to stop the fight. But I might check my sight if it ain't right. Yeah, I know but my stripe overwhelms every night. Until I'm forced to close my eyes. Brain disease, parasite eating me from inside. Emotions bleed. I can't believe how I'm slipping through the night. It's like, man, everybody got deep here, man. Like, this is an emotional track. Now, the next track I want to talk about is, okay, it's a single to promote the project. I feel like there are three ways you could pronounce it. You could say Jovert, Overt, or Yovert, like J, but pronounced with a Y consonant sound. Um, but yeah, what I do to this track is freaking dance in the dark to this. Like it's kind of like how I do when I listen to "Ain't It Funny" by Danny Brown off of Atrocity Exhibition. It's like, man, Joba here was just yelling like, my goodness, that whole "excuse me" part had me, me fucking rolling. Excuse me, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This beat is so out there, and then you bring this in, you have these horns and shit. It's just like wow, and the beat is just it's like if it's like if a freaking fly was just buzzing around your ear or inside your ear, and just at your eardrum, just making all that noise. I was like, man, this beat is fucking great. But yeah, Joe was just saying like, been misunderstood since birth. Fuck what you think and fuck what you heard. Like, wish I known better. Should have done better. Could have done better. It's just like Joe is just letting his frustrations out. Like, and he said like, all you fake motherfuckers just guess I'm too real. It's just like freaking Joe, man. Him and Merlin, like here, Merlin, like he had a great verse, but just the part towards the end where he said, "I dropped out with no promise that this shit would work." It's kind of relatable. It's not. I mean, I didn't drop out of high school or anything or college or anything, but just like I'm kind of taking a bit of an unconventional route with how I'm living my life at a young age. Just how I'm going about not just I'm trying to reach goals, but just find goals that I feel that I want to have and set for myself. For him to just say that, like I dropped out with no promise that this shit will work, it's just like, yeah, I can't totally relate, but I feel what he's saying though. Just taking this unconventional route, just going against the norms with no promise that you're gonna be rewarded for it. It's like I can feel that. The next track, Honey. The, man, the way this first sounds is it's just moving and grooving, almost like funky. Then that beat switch comes in with like a minute and 35 seconds to the track, and it is so freaking Houston. Like you have a Beyonce vocal sample, you've got DJ influence because it's. Well, I'm not gonna say screwed because it's screwed if DJ Screw does it. If you ask me, not just a tape. I'm just talking any song. It's not screwed unless DJ Screw does it. Um, and then you got Matt Champion vocals that are slowed and looped, and that electric guitar and everything. It's like, God, And then you have Kev saying like, "How do I make this shit last my whole life?" I want to call every successful rapper and be like, "How do you make this shit last your whole life?" Like, and be like, "Cause what if the fans don't want to come to the concert tonight?" It's like, man, I just feel this track so much. Whether more so the outro, like just that sample and everything, tugging on my pinky ring, smelling like chrysanthemum. I just want that. I just want that. I just want that. It's like, man, I Matt just likes he just likes things like that. I feel like he talked about on I think it was, what was the track called? It was on, I want to say it was on Saturation 3. He said swimming in my Wranglers. What did he say? Oh, this holy water burn because I ain't worth this light. I ain't worth the light of day, but for some light the way. Knew him on the Manister, kitchen smelling lavender, swimming in my Wranglers. I am another caliber. It's like lavender and freaking chrysanthemum. Like freaking Matt just likes scents. That's what I'm gonna say. Like that's what I get from him. Um, Next track I want to talk about is Vivid. It rides that whole and then you get Merlin toward at the very end. Woo 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 woo. I'm just assuming that's Merlin, cause who else would it be doing that shit? So yeah, that track smacks. San Marcos, man, that I just, what can I say? What is this? Oh yeah, first that guitar is just amazing. Out of everyone's verses, Jovis is the most memorable. It's just like he said, suicidal thoughts, but I don't do it. Take that how you want it. It's important, I admit it. I'm afraid of commitment, don't know how to fix it. And maybe codependent, can't tell the difference. And then you go on a little more, it's like maybe I'm broken. Um, Appreciate your patience. Um, I try my best to be, I know that I'm selfish. Try my best to be selfless. I know that I'm changing. And it's just like, freaking Joba, man, he really showed like, yo, this is my album. Merlin too, but like Joba, he's getting the most credit, and I see why. Just in that outro, I want more out of life than this. I want more. I want more. Then you have Tanya, the second to last track on here. Bareface man going in and talking about, in mama, I am sorry. I never pick up because I'm afraid to disappoint. Ooh. And so many features on here. Like let me go to it actually because it's Jasmine Sullivan. Shout out to her. She is amazing. Um, Let me see. Yeah, you got Jasmine Sullivan. Okay, it's Serpent with Feet, which features who? Um, well, you got Serpent with Feet. Um, Josiah Josiah Wise. I swear they said Jasmine Sullivan was featured on this too. Like they had a mix of um of vocals on here. Jasmine Sullivan, this guy. I swear they had like one or two more people, but yeah. And just saying like, hey, and I've been feeling like I don't matter like I used to. And once again, everybody makes themselves vulnerable here. Like Kevin, um, well, maybe no. I mean, Kevin made himself vulnerable, but more so Dom and Joba, like Joba saying, and maybe it means nothing, but I have to say I think about you often. And if you want no part with me, I'll walk away. I know that I've wronged you. And Dom, the most out of everybody on this track, saying, I took a plane somewhere that I've never been. Too many times without my sister and my brother, dad or mother by my side, but they're in spirit. I always hear it. I know they feel it. My mom will always have these dreams that used to keep her up at night. I smoke to keep them all away and make use of the time. I'm void of feeling. The reasons I'm so out of touch now start revealing, but I'm not ashamed, not afraid of who I am or how I trust my mental. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I guess it's the shit I'm into. I fantasize about a time when everything was simple. My shelter sheltered me from things I needed to commit to, the way it stands to me, a victim of Stockholm, and my friendships and family. And then Merlin comes in too. Like, what's costing you time? Um what's the reason that you whine? What's in your wallet, dad? White's in mine. Um, and he goes talking about how his dad said study to get that cash, and his mom told him like your career ain't gonna last, and then he had to just get a cab and just get out of there. Like he needed a chance to move past his past. Don't think too fast. And I still fly coach, and I'll still hit a roach, and I'll still see roaches at the crib where my folks at. Touch your dreams, force you touch me, and provoke a man.
It's just like, man, everybody made themselves so vulnerable here, man. And then with the last track, you have it's Fabric, which honestly is the beat is very upbeat. It's a very upbeat way to end this album after coming in off such soul, such raw emotion and pain. Honestly, I actually have notes about it. But yeah, upbeat way to end it. And Kev, like, I don't really fuck with what Kev was saying. Like, he's saying, like, I'm to the point now I can help my mom with anything, and BBC only covers me when it's something controversial. What about how I had 3 CDs, no label? Um, like, y'all niggas some losers. Like, you don't understand why I do what I do, so let me do it. Get the hell on, let me do it. Get the hell on, let me do it. Um, and just the whole, you don't understand why I can't get up and shout. And those drums on the outro sound like freaking war drums. Like war and Scottish men with the drums just coming in. It's like, man, I fuck with that. Like they really put some emphasis on the drums and the bass on this album. Because I noticed that when I first heard them on Saturation itself. Here they really like just pound it, like the freaking drum is in your ear. It's like they were listening to Sophie or maybe Death Grips. It's like this was great. This was a very good album. It's definitely one of my favorites so far this year. We only have what's left of October, November, and December left. So we'll see where it ranks. It's one of my favorites. We'll see if it becomes one of my just favorite. I know I had Saturation 2 and 3 in my top 15 last year, and Saturation 3 was my top 3 last year behind Kendrick Dam and Odyssey, the Iceberg. So we'll see if Brockhampton gets #1 with this. There are some contenders. It's definitely one of my. It's definitely top 5 at least. Maybe even top 3. We'll see where it ranks. If I had to give it a rating, I'd have to give this like a 7.75 to an 7.75 to an 8 out of 10. If you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this project, please let me know what you think about it. Well, let me say that out again. If you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this project, definitely recommend that you check it out. You know what to do though. Hit the like button if you like this review. Share the review. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see. Also, check the description. See my social medias and everything. Just check the description. You'll find something that you will want to click on. I assure you. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see y'all next time. I know I was late on this, just like I'm late on a few more projects that I'm going to try to knock out. Maybe one more today and a few more, and hopefully like the rest throughout this week. So, till then, see you next time.